At least it's not... Okay, welcome guys to the lighting it all up with the AD100. I'm a little bit behind here with my picking up my microphone, so bear with me. I'm going to just pop up the comments here. So I'm working with a new system here. It's not on Zoom, it's on StreamYard, so please bear with me. I will be reading the comments and answering the questions directly from here, so that's cool. If you can just let me know on the comments whether my microphone is working, that'll be great. So today in the studio we've got Molly. Okay, so we're going to be chatting about the AD100 today. Okay, so it's an awesomely small, compact little flash. If I hold this up for you, you can see how small it actually is. When I received this the other day, I was a little bit undecided on whether it will be able to work in my studio or what I was going to use it for. But at the end of the day, when I stuck it onto my C-stand and started shooting with it, I was absolutely amazed at what I could do with this thing. So besides its tiny build, it packs a lot of power, even though it's a 100 watt. What first comes to mind is that there's no modifiers that you can put on here. So it's just a bare bulb that you can shoot through, which is pretty much how I like to shoot. What else? You do get fittings that will fit onto here. I think they're magnetic, so you can put it on a grid or a snoot or one of those bulb diffusers on there, which is quite nice, which I don't have at the moment. So, but you know me, I like shooting with bare bulbs, so that's what we're going to be doing today. And then we'll try and experiment and see what else we can get with this. That we're not only shooting with a hard bare bulb light, and how we can soften this light. Just being a little bit creative in the studio. Okay, so let's have a look here. Sound's working well, so Ilana, cool. Okay, that's great. Steve, thanks, man. Yeah, I'll have to ask Johnny for some of that, because he cuts it all off every Friday. So Mark's working. Okay, awesome. So guys, today, so another little surprise is that we've got 2 new Godox influencers in the Eastern Cape, and they popped in here just to come and say hello. So I want to introduce them to you quickly. We've got Peter and Monique. So stand in front there. There we go. Okay, so these are the 2 wedding photographers that have just become ambassadors to Godox. We're going to be doing, well, I'm going to be doing an interview with them in the next sort of week or 2. We can chat, you can ask some questions, we're going to have a look at some of their work and how they got started in the business and all that kind of stuff. But their work really is cool. So yeah, they popped in just to come and say hello, and I said, hey, stay and be part of this this live. So yeah, awesome to have you here, guys.
Thanks for
having us. Yeah, cool, man. So you can sit and watch and see what's going on. Okay, so back to this. What I'm going to start showing you is how I normally shoot in the studio. So I'm normally shooting with a hard light, which I kind of like. It's my kind of vibe. So it's always something that that I'm going to go to. And we'll see how that works. Let's get that down a little bit. Okay. So you can see the light is a little bit off to camera right. So it's coming down at maybe a 45-degree angle. I'm going to shoot some like this now, and then I'm going to shoot some with directly in front of Molly and just show you the difference of what it looks like. We're going to do a quick test shoot so we can set up. I have set up on Lightroom, so I am tethering. So let's just take a quick little shot here and just see how that's going to pan out. Okay. All right, so let me share this with you. So this is my test shot. Which I kind of like. I'll go through my settings with you now. I just want to see, I'm going to shoot this in black and white. So I'm just going to add one of my presets on here. Okay, so that's it. I just want to tweak this a little bit. So I shot that at 200th of a second at f8. My ISO is on 200. The power of the light is on an 1/8. I'm going to push that up to a 16th and just see if it's going to give me a better photo. So it's one or two tweaks, and there we kind of go. So I'm liking that. Sorry. Okay, so that will be my little tweak. And pretty much, guys, I know I get a lot of questions to say, how much time are you putting in editing and all that kind of stuff. Well, you saw how quickly I got to where I wanted to be now. So as you can see here on the right, I've created all of these different presets over the years that I've shot. You can see by the names, they're all different model names here. And then I will pick one to see what's really going to fit the look and feel of what I'm wanting to do. So what I chose here was Tanya's black and white grunge, which I think works well now with Molly. And it was a click, and I maybe did a little adjustment on the highlights, and I'm ready to go. So that's how quickly that it gets to me. So let's have a look here. Okay. Cool, guys. So I'm having to run these comments as well. So let me have a quick squiz here. Okay, yeah, Steve says, awesome couple there, guys. And you great photo. So that's great. Facebook, Emmy, are you coming for the door? Yeah, bro, come and visit, man, and come and shoot here. Wow, amazing shots, loving. Cool. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to just unshare this, and you can watch me just shoot for a bit. And we'll go from there. Okay, so that's cool. Watch the closed fingers for me. Don't want this. Okay, no fists. Okay, just soft hands. So we're going to start shooting with this light a little bit off to camera right. Beautiful. Love that. Love that. So I like to move around a bit, so you're going to get a different kind of vibe. So photo. Love that. Beautiful. Love that. Let's just shoot from this side. So it should be a little bit of a different vibe. Look towards the light for me a little bit. There we go. Watch the eyes, bring the eyes back. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Okay, it's also important when we are doing is to move around in the studio or move around your subject, because it does give you a lot of different angles and the light falls on Molly a little bit differently all the time. So it's not just to stand and shoot in one spot all the time, and you get like pretty much the same photos. So if we have a look here, so that was the last one we took. Come check, Molly. Okay, so there I'm shooting a little bit to Molly's, or to camera left across. You can see how the shadow is falling on the side of her face. And then you'll see as I'm moving, so there's from the other side again. So there's a little bit less shadow there, which is a nice, I like that. Again, shooting from the right, again shooting from the right, and there straight on again. Okay, so there we go. Nice. I like that shadow across the eyes. It just gives a little bit of a mood. Okay, so I'm liking those. So they're quite cool. Okay, so let's do some standing ones. So I'll do some standing ones of you straight in front. Is that at you? Yeah. Okay, now I've got the light directly above Molly. I'm going to do a quick test shot and see what that looks like. Okay. Okay, yeah, so let me show you that before we start shooting a whole lot of stuff. Let's share the screen. And there we go. Okay, so I would like it a little bit brighter. So what are we? The light is about a meter in front of. Light is about a meter in front of Molly. Directly in front of her. Let's just do another one. I'm still on the 16th power on this little flash, eh? So I mean, that's unbelievable that you can shoot this, and I'm shooting it at f8. So when you think it's got a little bit of power, that's so much better. Okay, so a little bit of a tweak. I moved the light slightly closer to Molly, and you can see there. I think I moved it about. Like a couple of, I don't know, like 30 centimeters closer. That's a little bit brighter on her. At a 16th power, what I can do with this now is I can just shoot, and this will recycle fantastically well. So let's do a couple of shots like this. Okay. Okay, so you're going to drift a little bit, just move. Okay, let's go. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. Just do chin down a little bit. Yeah. There we go. Let's create that shadow. Let's create that mood. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get some close-up ones. Beaut, 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 beaut. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look here while we're waiting. Let's see if there's any questions I can ask here. This is quite a thing. So I've got this question. I'm not familiar with the AD100, but are you able to put in an S bracket so that you can have it in an umbrella or softbox? You absolutely can. So, I don't know where mine is. Yeah, so you absolutely can, right? So it'll fit in there. As long as you've got the new S2 bracket with the round head that your V1 can fit into, as long as you've got that, it'll fit in quite nicely. So I use that S bracket not only for this AD100, but I can also use it for my AD300. So that's cool. Eugene, thanks. Love the monochrome. Yeah, you know, for me, it's always the greatest. Let's see what this one says. Yes, you're absolutely candidate. In fact, we recommend purchasing S2. There we go. So that's Godox answering that, which is cool. So yeah, the S2 bracket is very, very versatile. And it will work well with your AD100 and AD200. Okay, so let's go and have a look at some of the picks we did now. Okay, so yeah, we've got the light directly in front of Molly, and you can see, even though you can see the nice hard shadows on the wall down here, which is what I like. You can see the light on her face is flipping awesome. So yeah, so this is what we're getting. Very, very cool photos, man. Okay, it's a bit of a... Okay, so really, really cool. Really cool. Okay, so I'm happy with these at the moment. What I can tell you is, I'm going to show you, let's just hide that comment. Let's go back here. What I'm going to do is I want to show you a little bit. So just go and stand back there again. You can see I've been shooting basically 3/4 with Molly. I'm going to shoot a full-length photo and just show you that, you know, like everything, there is limitations to the light. So if you're using the light in this format with shooting it through no diffuser, you are getting this. So you can see there's a nice light around her. There's a nice light around her, but you can see the light fall off here is quite a bit, because the light, the size of the light is so small. So it's only basically shooting there. So I'm shooting up to just under her waist, which is giving me a nice spread of light for me. So you're getting that photo as long as you're shooting within the constraints of the light fall on there. Obviously, if I wanted a bigger light fall, I would use a different light. So I would have pulled out my AD300 and maybe used my big, I would have used, let's just unshare that. So yeah, I would have used my AD300, and then I would have used this, and then that would have created a much bigger light, which then would have allowed me to have shot Molly full length. So you do working under certain constraints with this light, but it's amazing. I just want to say again, we're shooting at a 16th power at f8 on this light. So let's have a look here. I've got a question from Andrew. That AD100 PRO, would you throw it into a trip box for working it as a full light along with other lights, or perhaps just shoot it as a... So I've used this, Andrew, I've used this for both. So I've used it as a full light and a hair light and a backlight, everything else. And I've also used it as my main light, like I'm using it now. So I shot some photos the other day just using this light, which is flipping amazing. So it can be both. And you'll see in my studio, I don't have the ability to have one light or one softbox that can only do one thing. It has to be able to do a multiple of things in my studio. I have to be able to use it in various modes and times. So I've got to make sure what the limit is of this light, because when I pack it to go and take it on to location, I must know what I can get out of that light, and whether I should take the 800 or the 300 or the 600 or whatever I should take. So in the studio, I put the lights to their paces so that I know. We got one from Pierre, very cool, love the size of the light. Yeah, mate, it's flipping rad, man. As I said, it's 16th power, which is crazy. Very cool for running. How many photos would you get? Okay, so I've never used this at full power yet, so I'm not quite sure. It's never failed on me. So as you can see, I've been shooting in the studio at a 16th power. Obviously, when I take this outside, I'm fighting with the sun, and I'm going to be shooting it at maybe a half or full power, and then you're going to be making it work. I know that it can be done, but then it's not the light I'm going to take with me when I'm going to go and shoot outside. So it's horses for courses, if you can say that. You know what? We're going to try and we're going to do a little bit of an experiment here. Why the hell not? Okay. So let's try something. I'm going to stick this light outside. Okay, guys, I haven't disappeared. I'm just I'm just going to set this up quickly, just to show you what else we can do with this light. Okay, so this is an experiment. So let's have a look. Okay, so Molly, stand for me a little bit this way. Yeah. Okay. What I've done here is I've put the light outside. I haven't changed anything on my settings so far. I just want to see what this is going to look like. So I'm going to do a test photo, and then I'm going to make the adjustments accordingly. I'll show you what we're getting. So I'll show you exactly what we got. So this is what we're getting from exactly the same setup at f16, at f8, 200th of a second, and the flash power is on a 16th. Okay. So if I look at this setup, I'm saying to myself, okay, that's not enough light coming through there. So I'm going to up this power on this thing, and let's just go to an 1/8. I'm going to see again. It's another test shot for me, and I'm going to see how that's going to work out. Let me show you what we got. Okay, so I've now made it a little bit brighter. It's the door opening and closing. Okay, so that's weird. Okay, so I'm liking that. I think, yeah. What is this? No, that's not make it like that a bit. Okay. I'm liking that. I'm going to do one more test shot. I'm going to change my aperture from f8 to 6.3. I'm going to shoot another one and see what that's going to do for me. Okay. Okay, so let me show you that. Okay, so that's kind of working a little bit better. I'm liking that. Nothing is blowing out, but it's giving me a nice shadow from that door. What I want to do is make that door a little bit closer. Closed, yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So what I've okay, so we've got a question here from Anesh. Umbrella holder of the 8100 bracket does not have a lock screw. Wind blew umbrella off and lucky it didn't think. Oh my word. Okay, so that's maybe something we need to look at. Let's have a look at this one. Very cool. The size of the light. Very yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so I think we've done a setup here. So I'm going to shoot a couple of shots in this little section here. A little bit this way. There we go. Okay. So here we go. We're going to just shoot a couple of really cool shots here. We're going to make some really cool shadows on the wall. Love. I think you're going to love these. Just gives a very, very different vibe. I'm going to change this to that. And let's shoot that. Sorry, I'm looking back. I'll show you these photos as soon as we think. Okay, so don't bend back too much because you're going out of the thing. So there we go. Love. Then straight onto me. Yeah. Look out the door. Big hips. Brilliant. Okay, so as they say, shooting from the hip. Okay, guys, I'm really loving these. Let me show you what they look like. Yeah. Okay, so there we've got these shots that I've just shot now, which are, I'm just using I put the light outside the door and basically using the studio and making this nice shadow, creating a different background. There I'm shooting just from an angle. If you saw me shooting on live, you can see I wasn't even looking through the viewfinder. I just know what I'm. And there you go. So these are very, very cool. Okay, so it's a nice hard light. It's giving a very cool vibe to it. Change that. And how cool is that? Okay, that's just another one of the presets that we've got. That's cool. Okay. All right, guys, so we kind of, we're shooting a lot of hard light, yeah? So let's see if we can soften this light up a bit. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and fetch the light. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire this light against this white. So this V flat that's here on this side, it's white. Okay, it's painted white, and this side is black. So what I'm going to do now is I put the 8100 behind here. I'm going to shoot the light onto this V flat. Okay, and by doing that, I'm going to be making the light a little bit bigger than it is. So I'm going to try and make the light as big as my V flat, which then will give me a much softer light that's going to fall onto Molly. So we've worked with the hard lights. We're going to see now, without having any diffuser on it or anything fancy, can I get a nice soft light? Just using the reflection of the V-flat. If you don't have a V-flat, go a little bit back for me, and a little bit this way. If you don't have a V-flat, then you can just use a white wall or something that's going to give you some bounce out. I'm going to go back to a 16th here and back to F8 just as a starter for me, and just going to see how this light is going to fall onto Molly and if there's any difference. Okay, so I need a little bit more power. Why do I need a little bit more power? Purely because I am now shooting and I'm bouncing that light onto the V-flat and then onto Molly, which is obviously I'm losing some light. So I'm going to show you these photos and you're going to see how I get my technique up to where I want it to be. Okay, well that looks flipping brilliant. Okay, I'm going to go down to 7.1. Let's just give a little bit of a different vibe to it. Let's see that. Okay, so I'm going to leave that. Let me show you what we did. Let's share the screen. Okay, so that was the shot because I went back to my original settings. 200th of a second, F8, the flash power at a 16th power, and I shot it. And remember now I'm shooting this 100 into my V-flat, and it's reflecting back. So we can see now, obviously, there's not enough light that I'm getting from there. So I pushed the light back to an 8th power, okay? And then that was an 8th power at F8, and then this one is at an 8th power at 7.1. So I've added a little bit more light to that. But either one of these would work for me. I mean, that is very cool. So I want you to see the difference between the photo here, and let's find one here. Okay, so look at the shadows on Molly's face. Here, where we're shooting bare bulb, basically, with no diffuser. You can see the hard lights that are on, or the hard shadows that are on her face. Let's see if we can find another one. Okay. And then we've got to that. So look how much softer that light is that's falling onto Molly now. And that's not using any kind of diffuser. That's just using my V-flat to fire into. Now you can create that same lighting fall when you're using, you can shoot it against a white wall and create that same, you can create that same look by shooting that. So let's have a look and see if there's any more. Okay, Tyron, yeah, nice and soft. And that's how we experiment, and you know how we get to make our lights work for us, that we're not always having to buy stuff. You know, see what you can get out of your light before you have to go out and buy. We always find we have an excuse, you know, I can't shoot that because I don't have a P120, and I can't shoot that because I don't have a P90, or I don't have this. So I'm shooting here, I've got one light, it's an AD100, it's firing at an 1/8 of a power, I'm shooting it into a white V-flat, and I'm getting the same kind of soft light as I would had I shot it through a diffuser or an octa. So let's do a couple of photos here. Sorry, man, just let me change this focus point. Okay, so we've got all this cool vibes going here. That's very nice, loving that. So there we go, beautiful. So we're doing some 3/4 here. Loving it, loving it. Let's get some nice close-up ones here. So let's see that. Just want to have a quick squiz. Just quick squiz back at my screen to see what, oh, nice soft light. Yeah, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. There we go. Love that, love that. Beautiful. Stand straight onto me. There we go, beautiful. get even closer. Okay, so we're going to shoot a little bit this way. There we go. Love that. So that's from the right. And I'm going to shoot a little bit from this side. Look how beautiful that light is falling on her. So I'm going to shoot here. Beautiful. So 2 shots that side. And it should have a completely different light pattern on it. Okay, so let's have a look, guys. Let me share this with you again. Okay, let's go and start. The V-flat, so nice and soft. Look how beautifully it's lit up, nice and clear. No hard shadows, very soft shadows falling around Molly. A nice close-up. You know, look how soft those shadows are here. Okay, for me it looks great. Again, beautiful, beautiful. And then we're going to go and shoot. Okay, that's straight on again. And now we are going to shoot. So there I'm shooting from the right. And you can see the V-flat obviously is on the left-hand side. So I'm getting a lot of shadow down here and a lot of light on this side, which is great. So I think I did 2 shots there. And then I move to the left, and you can see the light fall is completely different again. So the shadow side of her face is on the right, and that I got just by moving to a different angle. Okay, so I think we're almost time to wrap this up. I think I've been going for just over half an hour. So guys, that was just a quick little tutorial on how you can use this awesome light, man. Let me go and fetch it again. So, yeah, what an amazing piece of equipment this is. So, you know, don't be fooled by the size of this thing. Yes, it's got its limitations, and I think if you work with those limitations, you're going to be very, very happy with this light. You can see when we shot with this, when I was shooting Molly, we were very aware that we were going to shoot her on a 3/4 because we know that the light's not going to fall down to her feet, which is okay. So that was one of the limitations. We shot with no diffuser on here. We got some really, really cool hard light. Molly was lit awesomely, made some really nice shadows across her eyes. It's the way that I like to shoot, so it suits me down to the ground. But then again, not everybody wants to shoot hard light. So how do we make soft light of this? And then the last couple of photos, what I did was I shot this light into my V-flat, to the white side of the V-flat. It made that light much larger and therefore giving a nice soft light back into Molly. We did change the power. So when I was shooting bare bulb, I was shooting Molly at a 16th power. And when I was shooting it into the V-flat, I shot it at a 1/4 power. Purely because I'm trying to bounce the light off something else. So a lot of the light gets diffused and eaten up by my V-flat and then being reflected back. So I need to throw a lot more light going forward so that I can get enough light coming back off the V-flat. So, but I'm still not shooting at full power. So I could, at a 1/4 power, I can shoot almost rapid fire with this, and this thing is going to recycle that quickly. Okay. Let's go and have a look and see if there are any questions that I missed. So yeah, we've got Moritz here saying, busy saving up for this flash. Brother, you're not going to be sorry when you get it, mate. It's really going to be something that you're going to really, really use. Eugene Freeland, thanks. Thank you, man. Yeah, and Tyron, man, I had fun with this 800 on the Godox Open Day. You can really be creative with. Absolutely, you can do that. Let's have a look at this one. We've got from, Zephaniah. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. When shooting against the V-flat, do you angle the light or is it at the model head height? Okay, so let me show you, bud. Let me put this light back on. I haven't done anything to it. So let me just put this light back on, and then I'm going to wheel this V-flat away. And then you can see what I've done. Okay. So so here's the light. It's slightly higher than Molly. It's shooting down at an angle, and this V-flat is at an angle to Molly. Okay, so when you see on the light here, let me show you a picture, mate, and then you'll maybe hopefully a little bit of a better idea. When you see this photo, you can see that the V-flat is off to the side. Okay, sorry, man. Okay, let me change this. How do you lose a cursor? Okay, so you can see that the V-flat is off to the side, so the light is coming at Molly from this way, and therefore you're getting light this side and shadow this side, because the light is firing into this V-flat and then going back this way. Okay. If I wanted it to be more direct into Molly's face or more flat into there, what I would have to do is I would have to move this V-flat almost directly in front of Molly, like that. Okay, move this over here, and I would get more of a light coming straight into Molly. So moving the V-flat or moving where you are and where you want that light to be reflected is what you've got to play with. I hope that answers your question. I'm not sure if I've answered everybody's questions here. Let me have a look. Okay, looks like so here's one here. Does that AD100 use a battery pack, and can you carry more battery packs for a long day out? Yeah, so let's, you can definitely, I'm sure you can definitely buy another battery for this. So this is the battery, mate. Yeah. Oh, good Lord. So this is the battery. Okay. So I'm sure you can get an extra one or two of these if you're going to be shooting a lot of the day. I think if you're going to be shooting in the daytime, and you're going to be shooting this light at a much higher power, so I would suggest that you would get an extra battery or two. They do charge up quite quickly, but the charge lasts quite long. I haven't put it rigorously through a test outside, but yeah, there's no doubt. What's the life expectancy of the light? Wow. Okay, that's a difficult one because it's basically just come out. If I think about the build quality of Godox, my AD600s are, I don't know, 7 years old. I haven't changed the battery, and I haven't changed the bulb. So I'm hoping this is going to be even better. So, alrighty, guys. I think it's time to call it a day. Thank you, Molly, for gracing me with your presence, and the two newbies here who are hiding in the corner. So, like, and being very, very quiet. I didn't have any questions from them. So yeah, let's see this. What is What is happening here? So Tyron just giving you the where you can go out. Okay, guys, so thanks for joining. We'll chat to you soon. If there are any other questions, pop them down in the comments and I will answer them for you after, if you haven't been watching this live. But thank you very much again. Thanks very much for Godox for supplying all the stuff. Thanks for everybody who's watching. Again, thanks to Molly and to the 2 newbies here. We'll hear from them quite soon, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So thanks, guys, and enjoy the day.